A blizzard unleashes its fury upon the frozen forest, where visibility dwindles to nothing. The wind howls a mournful dirge, its icy breath whipping through the skeletal branches of ancient trees. A solitary campfire struggles against the encroaching darkness, its flickering flames casting eerie shadows that dance upon the snow-laden ground. The weak light of the fire barely penetrates the gloom, while the sound of distant growls echoes ominously through the trees. The forest echoes with unseen threats, and the growls intensify. The blizzard rages on, a symphony of destruction in the heart of the frozen wilderness. In the heart of the makeshift shelter, darkness dances with the firelight, casting long shadows that cloak gaunt faces in a shared struggle. Jacob, his face a canvas of hardship, stares deeply into the flames, his eyes mirroring the gnawing hunger within. A haunting warning echoes through the night. Beware the Wendigo. The flickering flames cast eerie shadows as the narrator's words hang heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the lurking danger. In the grip of starvation, Jacob trudges wearily through the endless frozen forest. A gruesome discovery, a frozen corpse, a chilling testament to the forest's unforgiving nature. His hands shake uncontrollably, a stark reflection of the desperate choices he faces. He stares at the corpse, his mind racing with morbid contemplation. Deep within Jacob's mind, turmoil rages, his eyes betraying the inner conflict. A voice echoes in the depths of his consciousness, a tempting whisper from the Wendigo. Just one bite. You must survive. The words hang in the air, a dark promise that tests the very core of Jacob's being. His expression twists in agony, the weight of the decision crushing him. Will Jacob succumb to the primal urge, or will he find the strength to resist? The battle within intensifies, a desperate struggle for control of his own soul. In the desolate frozen forest, Jacob yields to desperate hunger, his gaze fixed upon the forbidden. He seizes a piece of the corpse, succumbing to the gnawing temptation that overrides his will. The crunching of bones shatters the silence of the frozen forest, a symphony of desperation and taboo. His eyes betray the horror of his act, pupils shrinking as the forbidden sustenance courses through him. A violent tremor seizes Jacob's body, a physical manifestation of the violation he has committed. Inside the makeshift shelter, Jacob lies still, his eyes wide open, as agony consumes him. A silent scream builds within Jacob as his body begins to writhe and contort against his will. The first ominous crack echoes through the shelter, signaling a horrifying transformation. Each stretch and snap of bone intensifies the nightmare, pushing Jacob further into the abyss. His breath hitches and turns ragged, the sounds of a man replaced by something feral and untamed. The shelter itself seems to recoil as Jacob's humanity fades, leaving behind only the beast. Under the veil of night, Jacob, a figure twisted by dark forces, wanders through the frozen forest, his form betraying a horrifying transformation. Skin cracks and rots, a grotesque mask forming as antlers violently erupt from his skull. An eerie white light pierces through the darkness, emanating from eyes that no longer reflect humanity. A blood-curdling roar shatters the silence of the night, a sound that echoes with the agony of a soul consumed. The forest itself seems to recoil, the trees shivering in response to the unholy sound. Jacob's roar continues, a symphony of despair and rage echoing through the desolate, frozen landscape. Sarah sprints desperately through the frozen forest, her terror etched vividly on her face. She casts a frantic glance backward, her ragged breaths punctuating the silence. The ominous sounds of heavy breathing and snapping twigs close in, amplifying her dread. The unseen presence relentlessly pursues Sarah, the forest echoing with the sounds of imminent danger. In the heart of the frozen forest, Sarah falls hard, sprawling onto the snow-covered ground. Driven by sheer terror, Sarah scrambles to her feet. She turns, her heart pounding, to face the horrifying Wendigo. Jacob lurches toward her, a creature of nightmare made real. A blood-curdling scream escapes her lips as the Wendigo's burning eyes lock onto her soul. In the heart of the frozen forest, a terrifying force awakens. With bone-chilling speed, the Wendigo lunges forward, an embodiment of primal dread. The sickening snap echoes through the ancient trees, marking a moment of brutal finality. A heavy silence descends, broken only by the mournful whisper of the wind. The forest holds its breath, as if mourning the violation of its serene stillness. The Wendigo remains, a haunting sentinel in the desolate landscape, forever bound to the frozen forest. Within the labyrinth of Jacob's mind, echoes of a life once cherished flicker and fade. His wife's radiant smile shines, a beacon of warmth amidst the encroaching darkness. The joyful laughter of his children rings out, a symphony of innocence now just beyond his grasp. The comforting embrace of his home offers solace, a sanctuary now lost to the shifting sands of memory. He reaches out desperately, striving to seize these precious fragments before they vanish forever. But like grains of sand slipping through his fingers, these cherished memories elude his grasp, leaving him adrift in the desolate expanse of his mind. In the heart of a frozen forest, a solitary Wendigo stands amidst the snow-laden trees. A silent sob shakes its massive form, yet no sound escapes its throat. The snow remains undisturbed around it, bearing no trace of its heavy presence. Only the mournful howl of the wind cuts through the stillness of the night. The wind carries with it the echoes of loss and desolation, a symphony of sorrow in the frozen expanse. The Wendigo remains, a lonely figure consumed by silent grief. In the heart of the frozen forest, hunters advance with cautious steps, their breath forming ghostly clouds in the icy air. A chilling discovery halts their progress as their eyes fixate on Sarah's broken form amidst the snow-laden pines. The wind whispers a mournful dirge through the trees, amplifying the heavy silence that befalls the grim scene. Faces etched with shock and dread, they bear witness to the stark reality of Sarah's tragic end. Inside the makeshift shelter, the hunters gather, their faces masked by fear as the fire crackles ominously. The dancing flames cast eerie shadows, distorting the rough-hewn walls and amplifying the sense of dread. Barely audible above the fire's roar, hushed whispers carry tales of the dreaded Wendigo, weaving a tapestry of terror. They whisper stories of the Wendigo, their voices barely audible above the crackling flames. In the heart of the frozen forest, the Wendigo lurks, a specter of dread against the snow-laden trees. Its eyes glow with malevolent anticipation, piercing the darkness as it watches the unsuspecting hunters. The wind whispers secrets to the Wendigo, carrying the scent of fear from its prey. Savoring their terror, the Wendigo prepares to unleash its chilling presence upon the hunters. Inside the makeshift shelter, the night is still, but outside, the darkness calls. David, one of the hunters, braves the unknown, stepping out into the night. He ventures a short distance, the shelter a mere silhouette behind him. A moment of vulnerability exposes him to the unseen terrors of the night. His eyes dart around, searching the shadows for any sign of danger. Nervousness grips him as the darkness seems to watch back. David journeys deeper into the frozen forest, his figure silhouetted against the snow-laden trees. The wind howls through the trees, a symphony of nature's raw power. An unseen assailant grabs David from behind, his scream cut short by the icy air. David struggles against his attacker, desperation etched on his face as he fights for freedom. The attacker's grip tightens, silencing David's cries as the forest holds its breath. Silence descends once more, broken only by the wind's mournful song, as David disappears into the shadows. The hunters stand inside the shelter, their faces etched with grim determination at the haunting sound. Weapons are seized, adrenaline floods veins. Adrenaline surges, compelling them towards the unknown. They burst from the shelter, weapons raised. The hunters emerge from the shelter, ready to confront the source of the scream. Hunters venture deep into the frozen forest, their every step marked by the crunch of snow underfoot. The frigid air bites, each breath a visible plume against the desolate backdrop. A horrifying discovery awaits. David's mangled remains, a stark contrast against the pristine snow. Crimson stains mar the landscape, painting a gruesome picture of savage violence. The Wendigo's presence lingers, an unseen terror haunting the desolate expanse. Only chilling evidence remains, a testament to the unspeakable horror that unfolded. Inside the cramped makeshift shelter, hunters huddle together, their fear palpable, as shadows lengthen and every creak echoes like a death knell. The shaky barricade of logs serves as a stark reminder of their mounting dread, each imperfect joint a testament to their vulnerability. The hunters remain still, their breath held in anticipation of the unseen horror lurking just beyond their fragile sanctuary. They know with bone-chilling certainty that the Wendigo is out there, its unseen eyes fixed upon them, patiently awaiting its moment to strike. In the heart of the frozen forest, a macabre ballet begins as the Wendigo circles the snow-covered shelter. Under the pale moonlight, its skeletal claws scrape against the shelter walls, each rasp a chilling echo in the silent night. The frosted trees stand as silent witnesses to the eerie dance, their branches heavy with snow. The Wendigo's shadow dances eerily against the frosted trees, a dark silhouette moving with sinister grace. The chilling rasp of claws against the shelter walls pierces the stillness, a sound that speaks of impending dread. The small, snow-covered shelter stands as the only refuge against the encroaching darkness and the creature that stalks it. Huddled within the makeshift shelter, the hunters find little comfort as the biting cold seeps through their ragged furs. Flickering firelight casts dancing shadows on the rough-hewn walls, heightening the sense of unease. Their eyes dart nervously, scanning the darkness beyond the thin barrier, alert to every sound. Each rustle of leaves and snap of a twig sends a fresh wave of fear through the group, their senses on high alert. The hunters are aware that their time is running out. The darkness closes in. The makeshift shelter offers little protection against the encroaching unknown. In the heart of the frozen forest, an ancient evil descends as the Wendigo shatters the fragile sanctuary of the hunters' shelter. The hunters watch in frozen horror as their refuge is destroyed. Their screams echo through the night as the Wendigo looms. Panic engulfs the hunters as the Wendigo closes in. The makeshift shelter descends into pandemonium as the Wendigo's wrath is unleashed, turning sanctuary into slaughter. Screams of terror echo through the night, punctuated by guttural growls and the sickening crunch of bones. Shadows dance wildly, mirroring the hunter's desperate fight for survival against the monstrous creature. The air is thick with the scent of fear and blood as the Wendigo continues its relentless assault. In the heart of the carnage, hope fades as the hunters face their ultimate nightmare. In the heart of the frozen forest, a nightmarish figure emerges from the ruins of a shattered shelter. Bloodstains mar its fur, gleaming ominously beneath the moon's cold light. It rears its head back, unleashing a deafening roar that shatters the tranquility of the frozen forest. The triumphant cry echoes through the silent, frozen trees. The pale sun casts a spectral glow across the frozen forest, where nature's beauty is marred by scenes of destruction. Twisted trees lie scattered like broken bones, a testament to a fierce battle against the elements. The wind howls mournfully, its chilling lament echoing through the desolate expanse. Under the sun's gaze, the snow-covered ground reveals a scene of utter carnage. The forest silence is broken only by the wind's mournful cry, a chilling reminder of nature's power. In this desolate landscape, the wind whispers a chilling lament, a haunting echo of what once was. Within the twisted landscape of Jacob's mind, a faint echo of his former self struggles to be heard. Trapped within the Wendigo's monstrous form, Jacob cries out in silent agony, a desperate plea for release, lost in the darkness of his own corrupted soul. The whisper fades, a final, heartbreaking lament, swallowed by the beast within. In the heart of the frozen forest, the Wendigo relentlessly pursues its prey, an embodiment of winter's darkness and insatiable hunger. Driven by an unending hunger, the Wendigo stalks through the desolate landscape, a haunting figure against the icy backdrop. A creature of the winter, the Wendigo embodies the darkness lurking within all, forever condemned to an endless hunt. The Wendigo's relentless pursuit mirrors the insatiable desires that haunt the human spirit, a chilling reminder of our inner demons. In the heart of the frozen forest, a lone cabin glows, a beacon of warmth against the icy night. The air hangs still, broken only by the whisper of wind through the snow-laden trees. A distinct scraping sound cuts through the silence, echoing from the cabin door. The sound pierces the stillness. Inside the isolated cabin, a family huddles together, their faces reflecting the terror of encroaching darkness. The last embers cast long, dancing shadows across their pale faces. A chilling wind howls, its mournful cry weaving through the cracks of the old cabin. An unsettling scraping sound begins, distant at first, then growing steadily louder. The sound echoes through the wooden walls, closer, more menacing. Understanding dawns in their widening eyes as the horrifying implications become clear. The Wendigo emerges from the forest, its presence a looming omen around the isolated cabin. The creature begins its haunting patrol, circling the cabin with a predatory grace. Its icy breath frosts the windows, a chilling reminder of the peril that surrounds them. With unnerving patience, the Wendigo lies in wait, a silent hunter. It anticipates the inevitable desperation that will force its prey into the night. Inside the dim cabin, a single bulb casts long shadows, revealing the mother, father, and their 2 young children huddled together in fear. Their faces, pale and drawn, reflect a shared terror, their eyes glued to the ominous cabin door. Every muscle is coiled, ready to spring, a silent agreement binding them. The door must remain sealed, whatever the cost. The imposing rectangle of the cabin door looms in the dim light, the sole focus of their collective dread. In the suffocating silence, their fear amplifies, each breath a reminder of the unseen threat lurking beyond the wooden barrier. Under the mournful cry of the wind, the landscape is swallowed by an endless fall of snow. Against the snow-covered ground, the Wendigo's dark silhouette stands in stark contrast. It stands silently, waiting. Its hunger never dies, a constant gnawing void within. The frozen forest stretches out, its icy beauty a deceptive veil over hidden terrors. Snow-laden branches glisten under the pale sunlight, creating a deceptive allure. A chilling wind whispers through the trees, carrying the echoes of unseen horrors. The seemingly pristine snow hides the secrets buried beneath its frozen surface. The forest stands silent, its beauty a haunting reminder of the darkness it conceals. The camera continues its slow pan, revealing more of the forest's chilling expanse. Within Jacob's desolate mind, a final flicker of his former self ignites, a desperate spark against encroaching darkness. A fleeting moment of lucidity dawns, a spark of recognition against the consuming shadows. The spark struggles, a defiant flame against the oppressive darkness. The light fades, swallowed whole by the consuming shadows, leaving only darkness in its wake. In the frozen forest, skeletal trees reach into the inky sky, their branches like claws against the night. A chilling wind howls, carrying the scent of decay and fear through the desolate woods. A creature of nightmare, the Wendigo lurks in the shadows, a fleeting glimpse of horror. The Wendigo vanishes into the dense shadows, leaving only the chilling legend echoing in the whispers of the wind. The wind whispers the legend of the Wendigo, its chilling presence lingering in the frozen forest. In the dim cabin, a family huddles together, their faces bearing the weight of fear. Flickering candlelight throws long, distorted shadows across the rough-hewn walls. The air hangs heavy with silence, broken only by the crackle of the fire. Uneven breaths fill the cabin as they remember the night the Wendigo came. The family is forever haunted by the memory of that night. Each shadow seems to writhe with a life of its own, fueling their terror. The frozen forest at night, a desolate expanse where the wind howls and shadows dance. Footprints mar the pristine snow, each step a stark testament to a journey into the unknown. The trail disappears into the darkness, where distant growls echo through the trees. The wind intensifies, carrying the scent of pine and the chilling promise of the unknown. A blizzard tears through the desolate landscape of Jacob's mind, a canvas of frozen despair. The Wendigo, a towering figure of bone and ice, claws relentlessly at the frozen ground. Its eyes burn with an insatiable hunger, a desperate need that echoes through the cavernous expanse. The air crackles with a chilling energy, the very essence of Jacob's torment. The Wendigo's shadow stretches, a tendril of darkness reaching for something unseen. It desperately craves something, a void in Jacob's soul it seeks to devour. The camera reveals the frozen forest in its entirety, a landscape of stark desolation under the cold sky. The Wendigo, a solitary figure, moves through the icy expanse, a small piece of a darker narrative. The vastness of the winter scene dwarfs the creature, emphasizing the isolation and cold. Each step the Wendigo takes is a silent echo, revealing the story of despair and survival. The cold wind whispers secrets through the trees, hinting at the darker story that unfolds within the frozen forest. The Wendigo pauses, a silent sentinel in the frozen wilderness, embodying the harsh realities of the winter's grip. In the dim cabin, the family's faces bear the marks of starvation, each day eroding their hope. Their eyes reflect a growing desperation, as each passing day brings them closer to despair. The heavy wooden door looms, a silent temptation in their weakened state. The family sits in the dimly lit cabin, their faces etched with the agony of starvation. In the dead of night, the Wendigo's dark influence intensifies, feeding on the group's mounting fear. The chilling scratch of long, sharp claws against the cabin door shatters the silence, escalating the terror. A mournful howl sweeps through the night, penetrating the cabin walls and chilling the very marrow of those inside. A chilling whisper slithers through the cracks, each name uttered a promise of icy doom. Inside the dimly lit cabin, candlelight flickers, casting dancing shadows across the rough-hewn walls, filling the air with the scent of damp wood. A young boy tugs at his mother's sleeve, his eyes wide with fear. His voice, small but desperate, breaks the silence as he pleads, "Please, Papa, Mama, I'm so hungry." His plea intensifies, echoing in the cramped space. "Please open the door." The mother looks down at her son, her expression a mixture of sorrow and determination. Under the veil of night, the Wendigo pauses, its senses straining to catch the faintest echo of the boy's distant cries. Across the desolate, snow-laden expanse, the wind becomes a carrier of despair, delivering the boy's desperate entreaties to the creature's ears. A grotesque smile slowly spreads across the Wendigo's gaunt face, a chilling testament to its looming triumph. The Wendigo stands, a predator sensing its approaching victory as the pleas fade into the night. The Wendigo's smile widens, a silent promise of the terror to come, as it savors the moment of victory. Flickering candlelight paints the cabin walls with shadows, as a symphony of howling wind and driving snow orchestrates a chilling serenade outside. The parents huddle together, their faces mirroring a haunting blend of exhaustion and terror. Their eyes dart nervously towards their son's closed door, then back to each other, each glance a silent scream of anguish. A silent, agonizing conversation unfolds between them, each unspoken word heavier than the last. The weight of their impossible decision crushes them, the air thick with the dread of the Wendigo's shadow. An unbearable love for their child wars with the encroaching darkness, a silent battle fought in the flickering light. The cabin door creaks open, its groan echoing through the silent night. From the impenetrable darkness, a hulking silhouette emerges, filling the doorway. The Wendigo steps inside, its eyes burning with an unholy light, promising terror. A palpable sense of triumph radiates from the Wendigo, chilling the very air. Dim light dances across the cabin's rough walls, as screams echo through the night. A monstrous Wendigo descends, a grotesque mockery of nature's beauty. The family, trapped and terrified, can only await their inevitable doom. The Wendigo's attack is swift and brutal, sealing their fate in a moment of desperation. The camera ascends, revealing the moon suspended in the dark sky. Its cold light blankets the snow-covered landscape. An eerie glow spreads across the silent cabin. The wind howls with mournful sound. Distant echoes of screams fade into the night. The landscape is bathed in an unsettling silence. Within Jacob's mind, a storm of tormented faces fills the horizon, each a whisper of past anguish. The Wendigo, a shadowy specter, looms over the desolate landscape, an embodiment of consuming darkness. Spectral forms, echoes of Jacob's family, writhe in agony as the Wendigo feasts, their cries lost in the abyss. The anguished cries of Jacob's family become a haunting chorus, swallowed by the Wendigo's desolate domain. Tormented spirits, trapped within the Wendigo, add their voices to the symphony of suffering, an endless echo of despair. The landscape itself seems to weep, the very air thick with sorrow as Jacob's mind becomes a prison of eternal torment. In the frozen forest, an empty cabin stands, as a stark reminder of the Wendigo's insatiable hunger. The silent cabin is a testament to desolation. The forest watches silently, as the cabin remains untouched by life. The Wendigo's hunger has left its mark. Deep within Jacob's mind, a flicker of the Wendigo's former self emerges. A brief moment of regret flashes across the Wendigo's monstrous face. A human side struggles within, reminding him of the man he once was. The Wendigo's eyes reflect a poignant memory, a ghost of Jacob's past. The Wendigo traverses the desolate expanse, its silhouette stark against the horizon. Driven by an eternal, insatiable hunger, the Wendigo relentlessly pushes forward. The creature's malevolent eyes scan the surroundings, seeking the next unfortunate soul. The frozen forest echoes with the chilling sounds of the Wendigo's ceaseless pursuit. Its spectral form glides through the shadowy trees, a haunting figure in the moonlit night. The Wendigo remains an eternal hunter, forever bound to its ravenous quest. The Wendigo looms against the night sky, a solitary figure of dread on the frozen lake. Its reflection stares back from the ice, a distorted twin from the icy abyss. The creature remains still, a silent sentinel in the vast, frozen expanse. The inky sky amplifies the Wendigo's haunting presence, casting long shadows across the ice. The lake mirrors the Wendigo's dark essence, a chilling testament to its desolate existence. Within the dark abyss of Jacob's mind, shadows dance with faint, flickering light, creating a canvas of internal turmoil. The Wendigo writhes in torment, its monstrous form struggling against the oppressive blackness that seeks to consume it. Brief glimpses of a human face flicker across the Wendigo's monstrous features, a haunting reminder of the man it once was. In a silent battle for its very soul, the Wendigo fights against the encroaching darkness, its desperate struggle echoing through the void. The sun begins its descent, painting the snow-laden forest in hues of fading light. Shadows lengthen, and an ancient fear stirs as the Wendigo melts back into the encroaching darkness. The forest grows darker, the Wendigo vanishes, leaving only the chilling whisper of its legend. With each year, the tale of the Wendigo deepens, etched into the frozen heart of the wilderness. Inside the cabin, a crackling fire throws eerie shadows across the travelers' faces, huddled together against the night. The scent of wood smoke mingles with a palpable unease, filling the small space as they listen intently. Eyes wide with fear and morbid fascination, each of them is aware of the lurking danger. The wind howls outside, rattling the windows, a constant reminder that the Wendigo could be just beyond the walls. Under the cloak of night, a frozen forest holds its breath as the Wendigo watches. From the forest's heart, the Wendigo's eyes burn, reflecting an insatiable hunger. The creature lurks in the shadows, a silent observer in the vast, frozen expanse. The travelers unknowingly venture deeper into the Wendigo's domain. A chilling hunger permeates the air, heralding an impending encounter. The forest watches, waits, and the Wendigo prepares to strike. Inside the dimly lit cabin, a young woman shivers as an icy breath caresses the back of her neck. A wave of unease washes over her as the chilling sensation lingers. Driven by a sudden urge, she whips around, her eyes darting across the shadowy space. Her gaze sweeps across the dimly lit cabin, searching for the source of the unsettling presence. Under the cloak of night, the ancient forest is gripped by an icy stillness, the air thick with foreboding. A dark shape stirs at the edge of the woods, its eyes glowing with malevolent intent as it fixes its gaze upon the isolated cabin. Driven by an unseen force, the Wendigo begins its relentless patrol, each step echoing the dread that permeates the night. Closer and closer it circles, the cabin now a mere island of light in a sea of encroaching darkness. As the hours crawl by, the Wendigo's presence intensifies, its chilling aura threatening to consume all hope within the cabin's fragile walls. Flickering candlelight struggles to penetrate the cabin's oppressive darkness, painting the rough-hewn walls with dancing shadows. The travelers, trapped within the cabin's claustrophobic confines, exchange furtive glances, their faces masks of exhaustion and growing distrust. The scent of damp wood hangs heavy in the air, mingling with the unspoken fear that permeates every corner of the room. An unseen presence weighs upon them, feeding on their terror as the Wendigo tightens its grip on their sanity. In the heart of the frozen forest, a chilling wind whispers through skeletal trees, their branches laden with snow. The Wendigo unleashes a blood-curdling howl, its terrifying cry echoing through the desolate landscape. The chilling sound pierces the silence, sending shivers down the spines of unseen travelers. The forest seems to hold its breath as the Wendigo's presence dominates the night. Each gust of wind carries the promise of danger, as the unseen travelers brace themselves against the cold and the unknown. Inside the cabin, travelers scramble, their movements frantic as they begin barricading the doors. Fear grips them as they brace for the onslaught, their eyes wide with terror. The first blow lands, the sound of splintering wood echoing through the cabin. Each impact tests their resolve, the cabin's defenses groaning under the creature's assault. The barricade buckles, a stark reminder of the relentless horror lurking outside. In the heart of the frozen forest, the Wendigo unleashes its fury upon the cabin, a chilling siege under the veil of night. The monstrous creature claws at the windows, its relentless assault threatening to shatter the fragile barrier between safety and the wild. The cabin trembles under the force of the Wendigo's attack, each tear and scratch a testament to the growing terror within. The night echoes with the sounds of destruction as the Wendigo's rage intensifies, the forest bearing witness to the cabin's desperate plight. The walls of the cabin groan and splinter as the Wendigo's savage onslaught continues, threatening to expose those inside to the elements and the beast. The windows rattle violently as the Wendigo claws relentlessly, each strike a chilling reminder of the imminent danger lurking just beyond the glass. Inside the cabin, travelers scream in unison, their faces betraying unspeakable terror. The barricaded defenses splinter and shatter as the Wendigo crashes into the cabin. The cabin's interior transforms into a scene of destruction with splintered wood. The Wendigo advances further into the cabin, its shadow looming over the terrified travelers. The travelers huddle together, their screams echoing in the confined space as the Wendigo closes in. The frozen forest is silent, save for the wind whistling through the trees. Suddenly, screams pierce the night, shattering the stillness. The Wendigo emerges from the shadows, a terrifying figure against the snowy backdrop. Travelers fall, their screams abruptly cut short. The Wendigo continues its slaughter, its dark presence staining the pristine snow. Silence returns, heavier now. The only sound, the soft crunch of snow underfoot. In the desolate expanse of Jacob's mind, the Wendigo revels in its dark victory. The landscape of Jacob's mind lies scarred, a stark testament to the Wendigo's insatiable hunger. Twisted and malevolent, the Wendigo's form radiates a dark energy that pollutes the very air. The air crackles with residual energy, the echoes of Jacob's shattered thoughts still reverberating through the wasteland. Briefly appeased, the Wendigo savors the moment, its eyes gleaming with dark intent. The frozen forest stretches endlessly, its silence broken only by the whisper of wind through skeletal trees. Amidst the desolation, the ruined cabin stands as a haunting reminder of the Wendigo's wrath. Broken timbers and shattered remnants of a life once lived are scattered across the snow-covered ground. The wind howls through the empty spaces, carrying with it the chilling echoes of destruction and despair. Within the labyrinth of Jacob's mind, a flicker of remorse briefly illuminates the Wendigo's savage visage. A fleeting moment of clarity pierces through the encroaching darkness, a desperate struggle for control. The light fades, and the darkness tightens its grip, extinguishing the last vestiges of humanity. The Wendigo succumbs, its eyes hardening as the darkness completely reclaims it. The Wendigo's face returns to its savage default, devoid of humanity. The frozen forest stands silent, cloaked in the darkness of night. Shadows deepen as the Wendigo vanishes, swallowed by the ancient woods. Its legend lingers, a chilling whisper in the wind. Dreams are haunted by the memory of its presence. The wilderness remains, a frozen domain where fear reigns supreme. In the heart of a cozy cabin, a crackling fire dances, casting a warm glow across the rough-hewn walls. An old man, weathered by time, sits in his rocking chair, his eyes twinkling with untold stories. Children huddle close, their faces lit by the fire's warmth, listening with rapt attention. The old man begins, "And that, my little ones, is the tale of the Wendigo, a creature born of greed and hunger, forever stalking these woods." His voice drops to a whisper as he warns, "Remember this, and never forget. Never venture into the woods alone." His eyes darken with a hint of dread as he concludes, "For the Wendigo is always watching, always waiting." The camera sweeps across a frozen forest under the veil of night, where an endless expanse of snow mirrors the Wendigo's haunting domain. Silence reigns, disturbed only by the whisper of the wind, as shadows dance eerily across the icy plains. The temperature bites with merciless intensity as the stark white canvas stretches into the distance, unbroken and unforgiving. This is a place where the cold seeps into the very soul, and the Wendigo's presence lingers in every gust of wind. Deep within Jacob's mind, a chaotic storm of broken thoughts and fragmented memories rages in the abyss. The Wendigo's insatiable hunger tears at the edge of Jacob's awareness, a gnawing emptiness yearning to be sated. An unending cycle of violence and despair tightens its hold, an eternal dance of anguish echoing through the warped terrain of Jacob's psyche. The twisted landscape reflects Jacob's inner turmoil, each shadow and echo a testament to his suffering. Under the spectral moonlight, ancient trees loom, frozen in eternal vigil. Snow crunches under unseen feet, a ghostly presence traversing the icy ground. A chilling whisper echoes, carried on the wind's icy breath. The wind carries a chilling message. The Wendigo. Hunger never dies. The desolate landscape reflects an unending, insatiable hunger. The forest is silent, save for the wind, a chilling reminder of the unending hunger. Absolute darkness engulfs everything, a void where vision ceases to exist. A faint, chilling snarl pierces the silence, barely audible, yet deeply unsettling. The unseen presence hints at lurking danger, instilling a primal fear. A palpable sense of dread permeates the nothingness, heightening the suspense. The silence returns, heavier now, pregnant with unspoken threat. A blurred background flickers, the scene dominated by a looming message. The words materialize. Subscribe if you hunger for more. The invitation hangs in the air, a tantalizing promise, a subtle shift, a darker promise. Next time, we hear the scream of banshee. The final words linger, a chilling whisper in the void.